big cat. Welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess lightworker, here to guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising Big Cat Water Signs. Welcome or welcome back to Big Cat Astrology. Big Cat Wave. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. On the 10th of April, Mars aligns with Saturn in Pisces. This period may bring frustrations as conflicting energies collide. Mars, with its impulsive nature, clashes with Saturn, the guardian of time, presenting a unique challenge for you to unpack. Consider engaging in physical activities or exercise to channel excessive energy and gain clarity on emerging issues. For some, this alignment may instill added courage within you, empowering you to pursue your desires by tapping into your inner strength. On the 11th, the moon in Gemini forms a trine with Pluto in Aquarius. Prepare for heightened emotional experiences during this phase. Try your best to maintain a balanced approach. For some, you may have a strong desire for adventure, exploration and personal growth. Consider decluttering your living space or trying out a new look to align with the transformative energies abounding. On the 12th, the moon in Gemini squares Mars in Pisces. This planetary aspect may evoke excitement, contention and impulsivity all at the same time. Yeah, I know. Exercise caution to avoid potential disagreements, especially with individuals of the opposite gender. Be mindful of your spending habits and refrain from suppressing your emotions during this tense period. On the 13th, the moon squares Neptune in Pisces. Maintaining focus may prove challenging during this transit as it gives dreaminess and passivity. Guard against self-deception and wishful thinking by grounding yourself in reality. Scotty, good golly and gosh. Avoid horror movies that may disrupt your peace of mind and lead to unsettling dreams. Instead, opt for activities that promote relaxation and self-care. On the 14th, the moon in Cancer harmoniously aligns with Saturn in Pisces. This period offers favorable conditions for conducting business meetings, especially with oh my gosh, I can't even say it, can I? The Mercury retrograde always plays with my tongue. Good golly and gosh. What was I saying? Yeah, it's a favorable time to conduct business meetings, darling dears, with influential individuals. If possible, seek guidance from women whose insight will prove invaluable. Exercise emotional discipline to make clear-headed decisions, particularly in financial matters. On the 15th, the moon in Cancer squares Mercury in Aries. Expect communication delays and exercise caution whilst traveling during this transit. Guard against mental distractions and emotional turbulence. Maintain focus amidst potential challenges. Practice mindfulness in your interactions and double-check messages to prevent misunderstandings. On the 16th, the moon in Leo opposes Pluto in Aquarius. Be alert to potential conflicts stemming from power struggles and ego clashes during this transit. Approach family disputes with diplomacy. You catch more with sugar rather than salt, especially in regards to shared financial matters, okay? Maintain your composure and employ resourcefulness to resolve conflict to avoid unnecessary drama. Please stay tuned in for the tarot reading to follow. Big Cat Wave. Namaste! Grand Rising water signs, welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for messages for the next 7 days. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Big Cat Wave. Let's dive in and unpack. Oh, okay. You have the energy of a 7, darling dears. We'll put this to one side for a minute. And the cat has landed on the 8. And your back is turned, darling dears. Reason being, what's coming towards you don't see. This is in the northeastwardly direction. Yes, it is, darling dears. Maybe something coming towards you in the northeast. You possibly live in the northeast, or you'll be traveling to the northeast, darling dears. This is a low shoe grid, Chinese numerology. The energy of the 8 is what? Knowledge and wisdom, darling dears. Yes, it is. It's about your spiritual growth, your personal growth, but it's about wisdom being for the wise. You have incoming, darling dears, incoming. Check to see which direction the new moon solar eclipse in Aries is heading towards where you are, darling dears. It also speaks about your individualism, darling dears. You're going to stand out in a different way once you get this news, this new level of knowledge, darling dears. Love it. I don't hate it. The energy of the 8, it also speaks about, or it's a reminder for you to what? Always pursue your goals, right? With dedication as well as persistence. It's also, but on the other side, it's also telling you to what? Be cautious, right, of being overly materialistic, darling dears, and forgetting your spiritual side. Don't be wholly focused on the external, darling dears. Okay, let's press on. We'll get the energy of the 7. You could be a life path 7, darling dears. It could be a birthday, or a birthday of someone special for you, or a special date. The number 7, 16, or 25. The number 7 is associated with the letters G, P, and Y. Why you won't forget that is because it's abbreviation of gypsy, darling dears. GPY. Okay? The number 7 is ruled by Neptune, which is associated with the letters OZ. I said the numbers, didn't I? I mixed it up, but it doesn't matter. GPY and OZ. The number 7 means genius, darling dears, a genius idea, or suddenly realizing that something that you've created is a stroke of genius over the next 7 days. It also speaks about your intuition and your psychic abilities will be buffed up over the next 7 days. So pay attention to your intuition and your discernment. We've also got your luckiest numbers over the next few days will be 4, 5, and 7. Your luckiest days will be Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. The numbers to avoid is 2, 3. Oh, thanks, son. He bought my mocha, so I won't get smoked. Look how he makes it. Don't be jealous. I rent him out. No, joking. Just kidding. You know it's my favorite, son. What do you mean it's my only one? Shh. Didn't tell anyone. Anyhow, as I was saying before I was interrupted by my lovely mocha, the numbers for you to avoid is 2, 3, 6, and 8. The number 7 is represented by a semi-sextile in astrology as an aspect, darling dears. It speaks about this new knowledge, this wisdom that's coming towards you, darling dears. It's going to be extremely healing, possibly healing a lot of past wounds which are being brought up, darling dears. Go and watch my reading on the new moon solar eclipse in Aries to see how it's going to affect your sun, moon, and rising sign. Yes, baby. Anyhow, as I was saying, it's a transformative time for you, darling dears. Maybe the new knowledge and wisdom is what? Forgiveness. Forgiveness is no longer taking the poison and waiting for someone else to die, darling dears. It's for you and not for them. And you don't have to physically tell them that either. Forgive them quietly by yourself in your own domicile, darling dears. And keep it pushing and keep it popping. It also, as I was saying, there's going to be a lot of introspection, darling dears, but I believe it's you achieving a new level of spirituality, understanding yourself more, realizing that you are being guided by your ancestors, way showers, and spiritual guides, whom you can call at any time. They're your security. It's your team, darling dears. I've already explained to you many times why there is 64 ancestors following you or closely guiding you at this moment in time. Why? Because we're in the age of Aquarius. Because we have this new moon solar eclipse. April is the luckiest month. So much is going on in Aries, darling dears. And the luckiest days as far as money, business, gambling, whatever, will be the 20th and the 21st of April, darling dears, when Uranus and Jupiter are conjunct in Taurus, right? The house of values, your finances, your income, darling dears. Yes, baby, your material and non-material wealth. Well, they're in conjunction at 21 degrees on the 20th of April and 21st for some, depending on where you are on this flat earth. Listen, allow me, yeah? I can say what I want to say. Anyhow, the energy of the 7, darling dears, as I was saying, the energy of the 3 is telling us that someone or someone's is going to want to argue and fight with you. They want all the smoke. Remember, bestie, not every battle must you attend. Nope, and nopety nope. What did I say? Easter Island, Stevie Wonder. We practice it here at Don't Get Smoked headquarters. We have the energy of the 4. You're going to get some kind of communication. 4 represents communication. It could be text message. It could be snail mail. It might be someone in person, or it could also be a merchant of slander. Yes, baby. The carry come, bring come crew, darling dears, that are going to bring you some intel. But I'm telling you, if you hold your corner, hold your temper, remember, whoever has your emotions is your king, darling dears. And listen, don't let them pull you around like a cheap lace thong. The energy of the 7, darling dears, the 3 and the 4. It also speaks about if you are in a love relationship, darling dears, or embarking on a love relationship, or it could be the new love for self, a new understanding of self. Yes, darling dears, this will bring out the love every time, darling dears. You'll be protecting yourself like you are a newborn baby from the wicked. The number 7 itself, it speaks about someone or someone's coming to visit you, darling dears, and they're going to impart some information which is going to it's going to make you change your life plan or your life purpose or the direction that you're in, darling dears. But you don't have to tell them that information is going to do that. You are going to move in silence. That's what a big cat does. Remember, I told you that. Pinkies up. Not everyone's going to be happy about what you are doing in your life. Why? They're always in everybody else's business and not minding their own, when their own life is what? AstroTurf on layaway, darling dears. Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch because I speaks the truth roof. Pinkies up. Let's get your oracle ancestral message. Haven't used the true love oracles for a while. Look! Whenever the elastic band breaks, a cycle is over for you, darling dears. Bravo, big cat. And you're going to a new spiritual level. I love it. I don't hate it. The number 7 in Tarot is ruled by the Chariot and the Tower. So it speaks about you having faith. You felt all in the heart, darling dears. This is why you're being gifted a new level of wisdom based on the reflection and understanding, this self-introspection that you've done, darling dears. Your first card is you've reached a new maturity level. Didn't I tell you your ancestral team are watching you? Some of you have been, got a bit cockney then, been burning the candle. Yeah, and look. The energy of the 7 again, 7 candles, darling dears. So we have 7 and 7 on the tableau, darling dears. 77. It's about you what? All answers. Go within for your answers, darling dears. You'll know me personally. My Geiger counter is what? I get butterflies in my stomach when it's a good feeling. And when it's that sinking feeling, it's like a how now, brown cow? You better turn around. And it's again, the 77 reminds you to keep your balance out your spiritual life with your material life, darling dears. Don't let one or the other overpower. And again, divine wants you to what? Believe in yourself. Your ancestors are telling you to believe in yourself. Yes, they are. Somebody is into a lot of reading. Maybe you're a teacher, or maybe you are taking a higher course, a spirituality course. it could be anything, darling dears. You could be getting into the tarot cards, numerology, astrology, but it's something that you've definitely been pulled towards. It's something different. I'm also hearing journaling, or you may even be publishing some kind of a book. This reading is going to be about the seventh house in astrology, which is the house of contractual partnerships. So you've got enemies, darling dears. People that you see as the general public, darling dears. Yes, people that you've left behind in your dust. Somebody wants to argue and come through again. Yeah, this is the rainbow retriever. In this deck, this is a lying liar that will be lying out of their lying hole. Fortunately for you, on this card, you've got your flip-flops on. What's that? Your common sense, darling dears, and you've paid your knees, so they can't be coming to beg you for your front. That's what I said, darling dears. They can't beg you for that. Nope. Somebody's coming to try and lie to you, darling dears. Maybe you had a contract with them in the past in the form of a marriage, a business, whatever it is. Don't believe the hype, darling dears. Don't. If it's someone from the past coming towards you, you're going to see all of the reasons why you told them to what? Fetch the black bag's blood, brah, or sistrine. The seventh house also speaks about some kind of legal situation, darling dears. I think some papers are going to be drawn up. It could also be papers for an estate agent. Maybe you're renting a new home, darling dears, a business space. I just heard outsourcing. Somebody's going to be outsourcing for some form of legal work. You're also going to be getting a lot of compliments over the next 7 days, darling. These people are going to be admiring your qualities. Yeah, remember, Narcs will admire your qualities and love bomb you up the Watusi till you don't know you're up from your down, so they can listen, ear hustle to your business, to chuck it in your face at the first time you say, what? What's going on? What's going on? Who is this? Why am I here? Yeah, they leave you like a gibbering idiot, darling dears. Pay attention. You've already paid your needs. You've got your ancestors behind you. This could also represent a grandparent that's passed on, darling dears. Someone who is really loyal to you. Somebody who lost contact with you because of a court situation. Could be something to do with a divorce, maybe of your parents. This grandparent is watching over you, darling dears. We already had the letters G, P, Y, and O, Z. Okay. Let's press on. Listen. Skullduggery, darling dears. Let's get a quick question. Not a question, some cards, some intuitive cards. Because somebody wants to argue with you, darling dears. This person is what? You gave me an STD. Whoa, child, listen. If they gave you what? The itchy and scratchy in your pantaloon, and you got away without having it being a life-ending CISNI, listen, leave them where they are. Ain't nobody got time for that. Listen, the cards ain't playing. And there's something could be what? A sexually transmitted demon, right? Or maybe they see you as something to do. They're bored where they are. Good God. This card is facing up. Abandon the progeny because they can't have access to you. Well, they better keep running, darling dears. No matter how far they run, God will see them and take care of those people that don't take care of their progenies. Who do they think they are? A liar. The devil is a liar. If they think they've gotten away with it, why worry when you can pray? Baby, you better pray that they don't turn up at your house like Beetlejuice or Candyman over the next 7 days. One more card. When disrespect is was served, darling dears, you got up. Yep, so it's someone that you've left in the dust, darling dears. They want to tongue wrestle and fight with you, darling dears. They do. Maybe they're going to request some extra family time. You listen, blood. If me and you, listen, if I've finished with you, darling dears, I divorce everyone that's around you. Because why? They are flying monkeys. And I ain't getting smoked blood, brah, or sistrine. This tastes gorgeous. I'm still fasting, doing my Daniel fast. But I mean, obviously, I haven't given up my mocha, but I've been having my cashew nuts, and I've been eating lots of fruit, darling dears. I thought I'd be on the rocks of life by now, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm doing the Daniel fast in light of the new moon solar eclipse in Aries, something that will not come back in that position for another 88 years. So it's a once in a lifetime for you to catch that fade. Go within, darling dears. I can tell you what I'm going to do, but you know me. I tell no one nothing. Nope. Nada, nothing. Zippo. No, right? But do what internally feels right for you. If you want to go outside and look at it, go, darling dears. But I would not advise to be in the path of totality. Why? Because of all of the earthquakes, all of the dying. Listen, let's press on with the read. So they abandoned the progeny because they can't have access to you. Wonder what they did. Why you had to pay your knees, possibly even put super glue on. Found your flip-flops in green, darling dears, to represent your heart chakra. The energy of the seven, as I said to you, darling dears, is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is the planet of disillusionment, darling dears. Yes, it is. It's about your dreams. Somebody wants to take you off your path, darling dears, not liking the cut of your jib or what you got yourself into, since you told them love and light, two of these and one of those. This and that, bestie. This and that. Let me get the card to remind us of the energies. So it's Neptune. Neptune's coming through with a 10, darling dears. 10 is about what? Ending of a cycle. It's about renewal. It could also represent travel, moving away, or someone trying to travel towards you. Yeah, Neptune is about sacrifice. You gave back the wood, darling dears. Don't sacrifice yourself to a situation that already broke you. Don't you love your hairline? Are you prepared to give the past one more round, Julie? Good golly and gosh, hit me up in the comments, not the Gmail. All of the other cats need to see this intel. Nobody gets attacked in my comments, darling dears. I police those comments because it's a safe space, darling dears, for people to speak, ask questions, and get true answers, because we are a learned set of cats. Right, let's get a deck. I'm gonna go with the Black Rider-Waite. Okay, base of your deck, darling dears. 10 of Swords, back, front, neck, tabbers, darling dears. But it also speaks about getting over a situation. It could be a legal situation, or maybe even a surgery over the next 7 days. Because Neptune represents what body part? It represents the feet, darling dears. Somebody having an issue with their feet. You going now, Karma? All right, then. You got your phone? All right, then. Love you. See you when you get back. Bye. I wasn't speaking of Karma. I mean, my daughter is called Karma. Karma and more, to be exact. Ha ha! Ain't it? You heard the door slam, shook the whole of my rookatus. These children are so heavy-handed. And we've got a 10 again. So 10-10, darling dears, means what? The universe has your back. It's heard your prayers, darling dears. It's telling you to what? Stay on your purpose. Why? Because completion is afoot for you over the next 7 days. The 10-10 is also binary source, darling dears. Yes, it is. It's about you continue to work towards your goals, right? Because your breakthrough, bestie, is it within what? Spitting distance, but we don't spit. Right. What's the work and finances? How's that looking for water signs over the next 7 days? Work and finances. Oh, looking good. You got an 11-11 fade, darling dears. If you have a job, run a business, darling dears, this is new patronage, and it also speaks about recognition within the work field, darling dears. Your work is looking good, darling dears. It's looking good. Yeah, solid and stable. 2 4s on the tableau, darling dears. It speaks about what? It was shaky. It was a shaky foundation for a while. But what you're seeking is seeking you, which is true balance. Your finances are about to balance out over the next 7 days. So as I said, somebody is also going to be moving towards a new home, a new domicile, where they're going to find peace and possibly a significant other. That's if that's what you're looking for, darling dears. But the money looks good. I don't see it up and I don't see it down. I see that everything is in the middle, which is manageable, darling dears. What about my single water signs over the next 7 days? The single water signs. Thank you. Empress energy. This is about self-worth, self-love. It's also about growth. Maybe you are an artist or into artistry. Maybe you are about to birth a new project, darling dears. But it all speaks about what your creativity is. The Empress also speaks about what Skrilla.com, abundance coming towards you, darling dears. You're going to find a lot of people are drawn to your light. You are shining in a different way. And when we see the Empress as well, this confirms the buying of a home, darling dears, a new business, or getting your own space, darling dears. This is going to be happening for you, my singles. Another card, yeah, because you moved away from some kind of traumatic, emotionally draining situation, darling dears. Eight of Cups in the upright is Pisces as well as Saturn energy. Using your intuition. Well, you're a water sign, but it's about you moving away from an emotional dilemma or trauma that's been perpetrated in your hemisphere for some time. You was unsure for a time, darling dears, on whether to stay or leave. It also represents travel. The Empress is Earth and Venus energy, so it'd be ground travel, darling dears. Earth is stable, okay? Yeah, ground travel, darling. So somebody's definitely moving away from a situation that was been emotionally traumatic. Something that came with a lot of disillusionment. So they came in line, darling. And possibly you believed it. Maybe you was coming from a sad place and going towards anything that paid interest to you. Listen, that's not always best, you know, because sometimes it's the devil's most diligent worker. Base of the deck, darling dears. Yeah, moving away from situations where you didn't feel that you was being shown your true worth. Situations that was affecting your mental health. Six of Pentacles on its forehead, darling dears. It affected your finances and it wrecked your emotions. Yeah, but it's the best decision you ever made, darling dears, to leave whatever situation that might be. The Empress is also about what? Nurturing of self. We already spoke about the self-introspection and a higher knowledge and understanding. You have to take care of yourself, darling dears. And learning future, law number 8, make other people come to you. Law number 23, concentrate your efforts. And law number 29, do the Wendy Williams, plan all the way to the end, darling dears. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Split the deck for you. You have a message coming towards you, and again, this is a traveling, darling dears. The message could also be a message of love. 8 of Wands is representative of Cupid. You know how I feel about Cupid, right? Cupid sees your Akashic records and it makes you go and fall in love with the wrong people, blood. And pay for it with your hairline. What about those in a partnership or couple? Oh my God, this card was sticking to the table. What was it? It was the 3 of Wands. Okay, somebody's looking at their future together with a partnership or relationship. Why are you looking at your future? Oh, somebody's been doing some manipulation and lying. Some skullduggerous behavior, darling dears. Base of the deck. What was done in the dark is about to come to light. Good golly and gosh. Somebody feels their partner or significant other has been wasting resources and lying about it, darling dears. Yes, nothing like having a lying liar up in your shiznai. You've got the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, darling dears. This, because the 6 is down, this goes to 9 of Wands on its forehead, darling dears. Yeah, this is about you no longer wanting to feel paranoid about the situation because you realize you're going to get some kind of information to realize that your partner's a skin-peeling liar. Low self-esteem, and it infected you for a while. Yes, it did. This is about you realizing that you're not a tree, that you don't have to stay in that situation with someone who's manipulative. Yes, good golly and gosh. 5 of Cups on its forehead, darling dears. Definitely moving on from a situation, but it seems like you're going to be moving on with forgiveness. Why? Because what's the point in hating, darling dears? The fact is that you still have life, and where there is life, there is hope. Yeah, you'll recover from this situation. Yeah, finally getting the cups in. But what was the issue? Oh, money. Okay. Someone was lying about money. Somebody wants to move away from continuous arguments about money, right? Because then they know they can do battle by themselves. Going to be leaving and taking their loyalty with them as they go towards new opportunities, as depicted by the archway, darling dears. Good gosh. Listen, look. Even the fool is saying, I'm out of here, blood. Deuces. I mean, love. and light. Yes, baby, leaving a situation, taking a leap of faith. And it also speaks about helping hands. Someone who has an age difference to you will be helping you move away from this situation. Yeah, because it's been very distressing, darling. They're stuck in your head, but it's the justice to divorce them, leave them, move on. It's the beginning of a new start for you. Creating freedom for you, darling. There's a painful ending for them because they thought you'd stay there and take their abuse. All of this soul energy. They had you in your cranium for a long time. Why? Because they're a manipulator. We saw the magician on its face. And the magician in the upright speaks about trouble. You felt stuck with this person, but you're not a tree. You're not stuck. You just have to call your ancestors, darling dears. Remember I told you that. Sword energy in the upright is telling you to use your logic, darling dears. You already have a catalogue of wrongdoings that this person has done whilst they've been with you. Yeah, it's time for you. You've learned it, darling dears, and it's also a reminder to call Archangel Raphael to help you through. Something to do with an eagle eye, or is it eagle your totem animal? What is it, your spirit animal? Anyhow, that notes, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. Thank you very much for your continued support of me in these messages. Your likes, your subscribes, your shares, your bookings, your donations. I am truly blessed and humbled, darling dears. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. Cancer. Scorpio. Pisces. Big cat wave.
Hey, big cat, welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess lightworker, here to guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.